Hello once again, everyone. We are live with UT4 Fall Elim League match between PB and Exit, hosted by UTPugs. Once again, I am your caster, and we have a banger of a matchup for you between Exit and PB. PB's team, I don't think, has lost a match yet. Exit might have, but either way, these teams should both be two of the stronger teams in the cup. It's looking like it's going to be an absolute banger of a match. Dion has absolutely been carrying the way for PB's team. I don't know what P greater than S is supposed to mean, but, you know, if somebody can enlighten me, that would be would be incredibly welcome. But as it stands, we are currently waiting for one more player to get into the hub, and we will be starting shortly. But as it stands, we're in the waiting room for the game to begin. And let me add into Behind View 0 for all you folks at home. Get a slightly better warm-up experience, although I know that's not what anyone here is looking for. It's, it's just part of the deal. We are here waiting for them to get going, get in, and looks like we have everybody in the hub now. We are just waiting on some ready-ups here, and we'll be on to Elucidation as map 1. I am going to guess that this is Exit's pick. This doesn't really seem like a Dion Gabo favored choice, but very well could be. It is what it is. I don't know who picked what. Those are, unless they say something or I pay attention. Usually it's the higher seed pick first, but without going in and doing math, I can't confirm that. And I am always, as always, incredibly lazy and do not want to open up a web browser and open up the Google Doc to see what the team's salary cap situation is. So this is where we are at. Sitting patiently, we have ready ups. We are going to be getting into the match here just short in a few seconds, and we will go on board with Dion round 1. The man has been carrying his team. He's currently got a 3.92 overall PPR. I do believe that includes pugs, though. So, not 100%, but he is definitely putting out the damage and helping his team win games. Dion starts off shooting some combos through the windows. I believe that's a good change for UT4 anyways. Glass would be an incredibly hard fortress to deal with if somebody, just a decent player who knows how to hold it, decides to hole up there. And even with the window ability to shoot through the windows, it's been difficult. But it does make some of those angles a little bit dicier to hold and Dion goes down. Exit. Gabo now in the 2v1. It goes down shortly after. We will go on board with Exit for the next round. But having those windows makes that angle holding towards low matrix from top ramp a little bit dicier. You can be shot from glass if somebody flanks you from that direction, and Exit finds out the hard way that window shooty can hurt. Takes a decent bit of a combo to a face. Now engaging Dion. Dion very low. Exit also within a primary. Adram, the healthiest one in the match, but he is taking some damage. Dion and Exit passing ships in the night, or intro, I should say. And Exit gets himself to a snipe. Dion takes out Adram. Now Exit's going to be looking towards that pack. Dion trying to bait it. Dion successfully baiting it. Takes down Exit with 3 HP. Dion clutching it out for his team to win that round. Absolutely carrying. As I said earlier, he's been playing phenomenally. Now we're going to go on board with Tierce, everyone's favorite visitor of the national parks. He's their most loyal customer. And he is currently in a 4v1 very quickly. His team goes down. That is something that happens on Elucidation. Players do tend to go down very quickly. You can easily run into the enemy team and die without doing really almost anything. Especially with window shooting, yeah. We'll go on board with the team captain, Mr. Poison Bagels, the creator of the bagel bucks that we use, that we call Leandry, but they are all created out of his imaginary bank account. And Chairman Bagels is raising the interest rates. But Dion is raising the interest rates of his team's chances to win, but he is now in a 3v1, and we'll need to see if he can inflate some round wins out of nothing. And it's not looking like he's going to do it down to 12 HP. Tommy Guns takes him out. We will go on board with Tommy Guns for taking out the #1 player in this hub. And we're going to see how one of the lower salaried players for P2L, comports himself in tough match situations. He definitely should be he needs to just do a little bit, be valuable for his team. He does have basically 2 $800 players, well, one 900, one 800, to help lead the way. But, he's still got to be able to handle things. Exit now left in the 3v1 in Matrix, not usually where you want to be. Well, upper Matrix anyways. Low Matrix is a great place to hold if the other team is not coordinated enough to push you down in that little hidey hole. But he is going to go jump around this mid area, quickly can switch between rooms and try and force 1v1s, but PB chasing him down with rockets, takes him down, and PB's team takes the 3-2 map lead. As we go on board with Adram for this round, we've got Intro leading the way, 2.9 PPR, Dion 2.9, Exit 4.1, Tommy Guns second, 2.2. Exit so far shooting 50% LG. He's probably using it a lot more than PB is, but PB with a respectable 60%, but he's probably fired exactly 5 shots and hit 3 of them. Exit about to be into another 3v1. Oh, scratch that. It is 2v2. Exit gets right into PB's face, takes a flak, but dishes out more damage than he returns. But now he's getting shot from the side by Dion. Dion, nice snipe onto him. 10 HP for Exit. He was in the 2v1. He does go down. Dion and PB taking their team to a 2-round lead. We will go back on board with Dion. Let's see if he is picking it up. He had 3.3 PPR now. It is early, so PPRs are very fluctuating. But Dion, we expect big things out of him. He's been performing all season long. Performed all of last season, too. Fantastic player. Very good, even at high ping. But PB and Intro now in the 2v1, both in the same spot. Could have all died to one combo. Intro 2 HP and very few dreams. This is going to be a tough one for him to overcome. Exit staring him down. Exit stands still, takes him out. Classic Exit maneuver there. He loves to stand still. Just focus and steady that aim just that extra little bit, and then go right into a solid kill. And we'll go back on board with Exit. He is absolutely carrying his team right now. Tierce is having a bit of a slow start. He's hitting 51%. Probably just went down to 50 with that shot. Yes, he did. But he's going to hold top glass, and he can show you how strong top glass can be. Except him and Dion trade basically their entire HP bars, and leaving Dion in a 4v1. Very unlikely that Dion's going to come through, and, it's playing the odds game. Dion, a great chance to win those 4v1s, but it is always going to be an uphill battle. As we are going to go on board with Gabbo and check out how he is helping his team. Both Intro and Gabbo are great pickups for their value. Fantastic players at their salary ranges. PB did a masterful job drafting. He's very good at understanding his position in the draft and knowing how to manipulate it and get the most value out of players. I mean, I felt like I had to deal with him picking players I wanted. Partially the entire draft, almost, really, just because Intro was a player I was targeting and he took him. But Gabo and Intro right now in the 2v1 against Mr. Tierce himself. And Tierce does a lot of damage, gets it down to a 1v1. And we see Intro getting low and Tierce just being patient, not taking any risks, not exposing himself. He's just going to bleed Intro out. Intro landing the nice snipe, though. That was definitely the way to get himself back into this round. And Intro could take this with one primary or one snipe. Both of them hunting for the other. Going up the lift again, jumping too. That probably could have been much more dangerous for Tierce if he'd... or dangerous for Intro, I should say, if Tierce had decided to peek at that moment. But Tierce does not fire first, but Intro misses, and Tierce does not, takes him down, gives his team back the lead, 5-4, halfway point for Pay to Lose, and Exit still leading the way. We'll go on board with him. I mean, he's definitely putting out the damage for his team. Exit plays this map pretty well, knows a lot of the angles, is able to land a lot of good snipes onto targets, and just continue to pump out damage every time I've played him on this map. He is a difficult competitor, in my estimation, at least on this map. There's so many places he can get to where he can shoot people from, and he makes himself hard to hit. PB in the 4v1 not able to survive before I can swap to him to watch the potential clutch situation. He goes down pretty easily. No real chance for him to move forward there, and we will give Intro a round in the sun. I don't think he has seen one yet. 4-6. We have Dion leading the way, 3.1 PPR for his team. Exit leading the way with 4 PPR for his team. Big difference here. Exit at 4, Tierce at 3. That is absolutely one of the reasons why they are winning this map currently. Having 2 players over 3 is a big advantage, and especially in a league match, that's important. These are 2 strong teams, and they're both going for it. And Pay to Lose now with the 3-map advantage after going up 4-2. PB's team has not been able to make any sort of headway lately. And now Dion kind of stuck in glass between 2 people getting sandwiched. They're already down. Well, I was going to say that they were down a player. They now go down a player again. Intro and Gabo once again in the 3v2. Usually you want Dion to be the last alive, but it's a little bit probably harder to rat their way around in this map and ensure that Dion's going to be the one in these clutch situations. Intro very low, gets the headshot, gets the snipe onto Adram, but Tommy Guns comes in with the link gun, gives him no chance to survive. 8-4 in favor of Pay to Lose. Exit leading the way. We're going to go back on board. The man has 3.7 PPR, but Tierce is coming up. He's now got 3.3. He's settling into this match nicely and providing a lot of value for his team. This is right now, really, PB is not having the type of match he would want. His match performance is usually very good. He works well in the organized team setup. He tends to always, perform at his PPR level. Maybe not have fantastic performances that often, but he tends to always at least play to a minimum level. And they finally win around for the first time in 6 rounds to bring it to a 5-8 scoreline. They're going to have to go on a reverse run here in order to take this map early. Trading rounds from even 2-1 here on out is not enough. They will lose before they're able to win. So they need it. They need at least the next 3. I feel like to give themselves a real chance. 2 is maybe doable. But then they do have to win 3 in a row after. And right now, it is looking doable. Dion is still alive, fairly healthy. Tierce is fully stacked. I mean, the dude prepared heavily for this trip. He has got his marshmallows. He has got his Hershey's. He has got his graham crackers. He's ready for a nice campfire and to make some s'mores. Dion trying to do his best, but he is not as prepared. The Swiss Alps are not as good for camping as the American national parks, clearly, although I shouldn't say American, I should say Canadian national parks, because we all know Tierce is a French Canadian, and you know they have a different way of viewing and living in the world that is truly unique, and they are a fantastic and a friendly group of people. But pay to lose in a 9-5 round advantage. PB's team, despite, I don't think, dropping one of the first two maps in any of their other matches, it looks like they're going to drop the first one here. 10-5 in favor of pay to lose. Exit 3.7 PPR, Tierce 3.3, Tommy Guns 2.8 with 2600 damage. That's exactly what you want from your number 3 player. Adram doing his, he's staying right there, keeping his team, pace. Most other bottom players gonna probably be around there, and PB certainly right in that neighborhood. Not a great game from PB. Gabo doing his job, 2.6, 3K. Good there. And intro kind of had an off game as well. I feel like he's usually around that. He can be around that Gabo tier, and that's just kind of where I feel like their team needs to all be at least around that, like 2800, 2.6, 2.7 for PB intro and Gabo in order for their team to do well. I'm just trying to not be too overly critical of the French Canadians. I know that it we all have opinions, and it's best that they we keep them cordial. Anyways, we have Ready Ops for Map 2 Cheops. This seems much more like the PB pick here. We will go on board with Exit, the team leader for Pay to Lose from last map. I mean, team leader and their captain, so team leader in both senses of the word. Immediately headshots Dion. Feels bad, man. And kind of getting some damage up at the top, but everyone's shortchanging the combos. Gabo just runs into a 130 damage combo. That was not his brightest moment. Dion very low, peeking at 2 people, goes down. Gabo now stuck alone in the 4v1. Does get the first one on Adram. Lands the snipe on Exit, but Exit steadies himself, hits the shot. And I mean, the one thing is, does PB's team realize that Mr. Exit loves to sit up top and play around this area and play around T? If they can deny him top and deny him his preferential positions, I think he's a much easier man to take down. But yes, he can be quite scary. Streaming despite being tired. I am not tired at all in the slightest. I need to get onto the right person, though. PB in a 2v1. Tierce is very killable. Exit is not very killable. Exit has a good beat on where PB is. He's going to push, and Tierce is probably going to come right from behind right about now, peek him, and shoot him in the back, and he does indeed do that. PB pushes into Exit, not Tierce, which shouldn't, he shouldn't have done. He should have pushed Tierce instead, but maybe had imperfect information. We're going to go on board with Dion here, who's not doing too hot at the moment. Taking early damage. Unfortunately, Dion kind of needs to pick it up. I think he's trying to play too aggressively for his team. I mean, he's definitely been best when he's been able to sit back, but right now, Pay to Lose is not letting them sit back at all. Dion is down to 10 HP once again in a 4-on-1. This is about to be a quick 3-0 in favor of Pay to Lose. They're not able to. I mean, Tommy Guns 78 LG. We're going on board. We gotta see if he keeps hitting. But he's currently shooting 70% LG, 755 damage. Best weapon is rockets, though, so that's probably where most of the damage is coming from. But he is definitely finishing kills and getting a lot of good back damage here. Being trapped at low rockets, not exactly where you want to be. Puts your team into a disadvantage to begin, just to start with. And Tommy Guns taking down Gabo. Good, effective use, getting him low, getting the link out, mowing him down. I think this, as much as Dion, Intro, Gabo, etc., that whole team likes this map, I think picking this gives a lot of your lower salaried players who have played, thousands of games of Cheops and Pub Elim a bit of a leg up. They're going to be a little bit stronger on it in comparison to other maps, just because they have the knowledge where they're not at as much of a disadvantage, and they don't have to make up with it with either aim or Elim map knowledge, or Elim, feeling or situational awareness. They've played the map enough times to have that sort of thing ingrained in them, so it's not even a thought. It's just it's instinct. They're reacting rather than having to have some foresight and or conscious thought about where they're moving, how they're moving on the map. So Tommy's, that's going to help Tommy a lot, I feel, in comparison to, say, Intro and Gabo, who probably played a lot of the other maps more and would probably have been able to outperform him more significantly. But right now, Exit and Intro in the 1v1, this definitely favors Exit. He's got more health, and he plays 1v1s very well. Very patient player. But he does take the snipe, which makes him snipeable. Now, either one of them could win. And Intro, with 2 straight sniper shots, is the ace. Takes Exit down, wins the clutch, puts his team at a 4-2 deficit. I mean, that is very well played. Exit played that about as well as you probably could, and Intro just... sometimes it is all about aim. And Intro definitely made it about aim there. I don't feel like Exit made himself easy to hit. I feel like I feel like Intro just hit him, and I don't know who picked what, but I don't feel like Elucidation would ever be the PB's team pick. Very close quarters for having 2 higher ping players. Cheop seems like it's the much safer. Gabo goes down very quickly. Tierce with the link gun out there, taking him down. Tommy Guns is doing very well for himself right now. Loading bio. Uh-oh. Are we about to see some Farmer X highlights right now? Shoots it. Does not get Dion. Dion does not walk into it, but then headshots Dion, just saying, hey, bud, you should have eaten that that goo. I probably would have left you alone, but instead you're going to eat a nice fat one. Get UT4'd, buddy. But goes down to Intro, and 4-3 lead. Intro getting right behind Tierce, unable to capitalize, but Tierce decides to check him again anyways. Exit in the 3v1 goes down to Intro, just as we swap between the two of them, and 5-3. Pay to Lose halfway there, but PB's team could easily take this, get this back to a level match. They're only 2 rounds down. But Dion taking a lot of damage early on into this round. Not exactly where you want to be. We'll go online with Exit. See how he's, winning for his team with a 4.1 PPR. He is definitely hot right now, 9-3. I mean, this is expected. He is very strong on this map. Kind of hard because you have the high ping teams, and you wanna pick the players. You want to pick the maps that are going to be good for the high ping players, but it's just not. Sometimes it's a trap move. You know, you've got players like Exit who are very good on Signify, on Sheops. I feel like Pending would have been the pick you should have gone for. You can play as a high ping player, but I feel like it's a lot more of a neutral map. It seems like even good players can easily have bad rounds, can easily be surprised on the map. There's a lot more flexibility in your movement, whereas I feel like Cheops and Signify are very static, especially at this point in UT4. As we're kind of watching the beginning of a boat race here, we'll stay on board with the leader here, Exit, who's is he in the middle of that? I mean, they're not even looking at him. They have no idea where he is. This is where it doesn't make sense to me. Like, Exit does the same things all the time on this map. You just got to track him and hit your shots. If you do, he's easy enough to take down. But they're not even looking at him. They're ignoring him. I think they're in their heads at this point, and they're just not focusing on probably the things they need to be. Because Exit's he's pumping out damage for free. He's not even getting shot at. Spamming a lot of shots there, ruining his accuracy. I don't necessarily think that's the worst place to take those. You have very little reaction time if you actually want to hit someone there. But, you know, he's not done much this round, but his team has basically won it for him anyways. Adram having a great round for himself, getting the ace. Shame that this is kind of a match where we'll give you the round. You got the ace. You're able to. You get at least a round highlight. Of course, it's looking like his team is going to get run over this map. Let's see if he can turn that around right here. Got two people shooting at him at belt. Does not connect anything meaningful. Now, Tommy Gun's getting chased down. Gets a little damage on Dion, but you know, it's just not enough. We'll go on board with Tears. I mean, this map's probably going to be over soon. Let's see if PB's team can make it at least, the same scoreline, 10-5. Tears getting Elim specialed by Gabo. Woof. Yeah, that did look kind of funky. I feel like the rockets didn't quite come out. But Dion in the 2v1 against a super stacked Exit, and I mean, they're both very healthy, but Exit landing the initial trade, Dion landing a primary back, but still Exit getting the better of that. And he's just going to keep standing between these two packs, Dion. He's not moving. You just change your angle. Maybe go for belt. You know he's not going to leave the two packs. Gets another 70. You're going to have to hit a headshot to take him down, bud. And even then, actually, no. Even then, he will survive a headshot. You need to get yourself some HP here. Luckily, you do have HP, and he does not. A headshot now will win it for him. Dion thinking he only needs to land another primary, but that is not the case. He needs to land... well, he's out of sniper. So, unless he can get one of these packs, he is stuck to the primary. 2 will take down Exit, and that's going to be important for him. He should know, hopefully by now, that he is slightly healthier, and I say slightly because it is 3 HP. But he can grab that HP as he goes and survive, but Exit's not going to leave. You could have gotten the belt HP a million times in between, and he's failed to do so. And he could go for it right now. Dion takes down Exit, though, pretty much at the last second. Keeps his team alive, 9-5. I feel like both of them could have played that better. That's all I'm going to say. But obviously, we have imperfect information. We are only making guesses and assumptions. Well, they are only making guesses and assumptions, and we have perfect knowledge. But in my opinion, you knew Exit's going to watch the 2 packs he could see both of easily. and you probably could have gotten the other one for free, but hey, you know what? Dion won, so can't be all that bad. But now Tommy in the 3v1, getting chased. He's got people on him shooting rockets, goes down, 9-6. You know, if it's only 4 rounds now, even though it's hard, it's doable. There's a chance that they make a big comeback, but it's not looking likely, especially when they go down a player early, and he's basically a dead man walking. Tierce takes him down. Dion and Intro in a 4v2, make that a 4v3. Intro missing the shot. He needed that. He had to hit it. Shoots at his own teammate. Headshots exit. That's the one that, I mean, if you get that one, you are happy. Camper lands the one on Tierce with his back turned. He's now in the 2v1. Gets Tierce. Can he do it? He needs to hit Tommy with 2 LGs in order to take him down, or 2 primaries, or a headshot. But now he is much lower. 11 HP. Tommy Guns finishes it out for his team. There we go. 10-6 in favor of Pay to Lose. They win the match. I have not been updating our score. I apologize. It is now 2-0 in favor of Exit. They have won the match, so the third map is going to be just for fun. And I don't know what week this is. Probably week 4, so I think it might be FaZe. We'll find out in a second. Oh, no, this is week 3, part 2. This is Entropic as the TB. Yes, Tommy Real definitely has been... He played fantastically, I think, both maps. I do think that Elucidation does fit him quite well. He's an in-your-face type of player, and he showed that he was willing to push hard. And Cheops, he knows well and is able to make the most of it. I mean, he's got 2.4 PPR overall right now. That is a lot of players in the 500 plus range are sitting at that or lower. So, you know, it's for him, I think, at a mid 400s to be there. He's definitely currently performing above his salary. Good steal if we go by that. And 1 second, I'm going to grab a couple bites of food and drink some water. And we have readies. We are going to be jumping into map 3 for fun, Entropic, right now. We'll go back on board with Exit, who led his team in map 1 and 2. Absolutely crushing it. If we can get to if our keyboard will work. I cannot remember if he was on the cup with Wasty, but it does sound familiar. It would not surprise me. Although I do remember more of that was Wasty was super hard carrying, but not that anyone on his team played bad, but Wasty was just playing outrageously well at that time. Not that it hasn't continued. Wasty is still absolutely dominating. Dion and PB in a 2v1 against Tierce and Tommy, and PB is practically dead, but apparently so is Tommy Guns. Now 2v1, PB just needs to put out whatever damage he can, and hopefully make this easier for Dion, but Dion's making it easy for either one of them, and this one snipe will kill Dion. Tierce will die to pretty much anything as long as Dion doesn't use Link or Mini, and even landing 3 mini shots will be enough. So if Dion favors his minigun right here, which he has in the past, he could quite easily take it. But Tierce crouched around a corner, Dion meeting his like exact copy. Like he ran into a wild Ditto in a Pokemon game, and it copied him. But both of them re-peeking the same corner. Dion getting the better of it and getting the wrecker. Great round out of Dion. We're gonna stick with him for this one. See if he can't continue it. I mean, round 1 he did 625 damage. If you do about 4k damage across an entire Elim map, that is well on your way to hitting that mark. And he's hitting right now. This is a good map pick, I think, for PB's team. You know, big open hit scan map that will favor Dion. Intro and Gabo, no slouches. Even though, yeah, you'd expect Exit and Tierce to be good, I feel like it helps them a little bit more than it helps Exit. Exit's close range gameplay is definitely better, but right now we're back to the battle of the crouch spammers. Dion and Tierce. Tierce not moving a muscle. Dion walking pretty consistently. Tierce now, I believe, slow crouch walking, shoots Dion in the back, and now he's just going to go aggro, push onto him, although not too aggro. Tierce, don't pull a hammy. Take some time. He has to find you know, the right link gun to shoot somebody. Well, because he probably doesn't have it bound. Let's be real. This is the tiebreaker map, fantasy. I'm just saying that this would have been this is a map that tends to favor. I think would be a good map for PB's team in general. Obviously, they couldn't pick it, but I think it'll play into their wheelhouse a bit more. Exit in the 4v1 goes down almost immediately after kind of not really seeing many people throughout that round. I guess he was just... Well, Dion talking trash to Tierce. That's not how you... that's not how you should talk to your elders in the senior center, Dion. But we're gonna go on board with a bunch of different people here, and if someone's going absolutely crazy, we'll stick with them a little bit more. Just it is a for fun map. We want to see how people are just kind of in general doing and giving their, you know, putting on a match performance and giving them a little bit of the limelight. Gabo and Tierce in the 1v1. Tierce gonna boot jump up. He is more than Zio stacked now. He is, I mean, let's just call it, this is a Tierce stack. Gotten, like, pretty much all the health packs and has, yeah, 180, 100. Raid boss is well and truly alive. If Zio's stack is 160, 100, then Tierce stack is 180, 100. Let's go to Mr. Gabo. Chased down by 3. Let's go to Mr. Tommy Guns. PB jumping into 3 people, not his brightest moment. Maybe the lights of this match and their first match loss are a little high for him right now, because he normally doesn't make those types of mistakes in match settings. That's usually a pug. That's a pug PB move, and I don't think PB, you know, would normally make that in a match. But anyways, 3-2 in favor of pay to lose. Tierce leading the way for his team. We're gonna go with Adram. Yeah, this is definitely not Dion's best performance. I just think, like, his team was dying too quickly to create space effectively for him, and he was also dying a lot on elucidation. Anyways, we had a number of times where it was Intro and Gabo in a 2v, you know, some number. Tierce being the last alive pretty much every round. I'm guessing that if I spectated him, I would never have to swap off of him because he'll probably continue to live unless his team loses the round. I mean, for them, I think they're fine. Like, getting 3-0'd isn't going to hurt them very much at this point. Their record is very solid, so I don't think it's going to hurt them too much. They'll be able to shake this off quite easily. Tears finally getting some action earlier on in the round before being last alive. He's going to be hunted down like you know, a prized deer as they're able to take him out. Dion now at 4.4 PPR. He's attempting to come up and actually, you know, salvage his league PPR, even though the first two maps are going to kind of tank it. If he can keep up this sort of, you know, aim and hits, 140 damage right there. You know, plenty left on the map, plus kills. You know, he can definitely salvage it. He's already pretty much got a 3 right there. Definitely does now. I mean, he's up to 5.1 if he can get Tierce. 4.6 all said and done goes up by 2. And technically, yeah, anything can happen, but I mean, all things considered, all PB's team has to do is win, you know, another match, and I think they're pretty much secured. Granted that their seeding could still change, and you always want a better seeding than worse seeding, but you know, they'll definitely at least make the dance, and at that point, anything can happen. Most of these teams are fairly close. I think so far, Rookie's team has been the clear strongest. But Pay to Lose, putting on a performance right now. They're definitely playing very well. Tierce, 7.1 PPR. Or not 7.1, 4.2. I don't know why I said 7.1. Makes no sense to me. I mean, at this point, I think their comms don't really matter too much. They should be comfortable. They've won the match already. They're not going to be stressing, putting too much thought into this. Now, if they were down big in, you know, a close game or something, then I think that might be entertaining. But again, also a lot of teams just don't really want people to listen in onto their comms these days, especially in the heat of the moment in the match. You might say things that you don't really want repeated, and that is not the most serious. Just competitive people having, you know, fiery tempers and dispositions. Anyways, Dion and Exit engaging in a 1v1, both holding plus W with Shock Primary. Dion getting the better of it, but he is also low. Sees Tierce, takes the shot, hits the shot. I'll just go back on board with Dion. I mean, he's completely cornered here. He's not going to be getting his PPR this round. Going down. Go on board with Exit. I mean, it's always risky. You never want to lose. But if there are two teams that need to beat them to get into the playoffs, I mean, then it's highly likely that PB's team beats them. Oh, it's in Discord? They're actually playing? Oh. You were talking about the challenge, like... Yeah, I think, I mean, teams that need to win to get into the playoffs are there for a reason. I mean, I know my team's in that very same scenario. We haven't yet won a match that wasn't a forfeit, and we need to. I mean, it's at this point, if you're winless, you need to win out. Or if you, I mean, only one win is going to be a very tough road to climb, for sure. Obviously not out of it by any means yet. I mean, you could win out, but you do need to kind of, you're getting into the point where you need to win out and you know, have good things happen with the right teams losing, the right teams. No, I mean, I think Legion's team is strong, but I think Knight's team is the one that they should handle. Although it is kind of wild to me that Legion's team has not won as many as some other teams. They seem quite strong. V's team collapsed, Hal. So every team in their division gets a forfeit win against them, which is, you know, good for that division, but not necessarily good for us. But unfortunately, V had to drop, and then the team wasn't able to like fill itself out from subs and available players to continue surviving. PB and Gabo in a 4v1 now. They're going down. We are now on map point 4. Pay to lose. Go on board with their team captain. Exit next right. And I mean, 3.1 PPR. Tierce is the one who's definitely been carrying this map. PB trying to jump in. That's surprised he didn't keep going, but you know, that is difference match in Pug. I feel like in a Pug he keeps pushing that match. He might not. Intro, nice headshot. But now in a 2v2, Dion and Gabo versus Tommy and Adram. This, if we go by straight player ability, should be a win for Gabo and Dion, and it's looking likely. They've got Adram down to nothing. Primary him down 9-8. They're going for, you know, a moral victory here. They still need to win 2 more in a row. We'll go back on board with Dion. 3.6 PPR. He's definitely cooled off so far, but you know, still a strong performance from him for this map to close it out compared to his earlier maps. So, you know, he's making a mental victory for himself out of this one, anyways. Nice snipe onto Adram. Doesn't get the kill, but gets 70 damage down, and he is now in a 2v1. Tierce, very healthy. Tommy Guns is probably going to jump up to him and just go as soon as he can with a link gun. He's pulls it out, takes him down. 10-8. 3-0 victory in favor of Pay to Lose. Tierce 4 PPR exit, I think had 3. But, you know, PB's first loss of the season. We're going to have to see how they recover from this. Yeah, I think in general, Leandry does seem to be a little bit of the tougher division, unfortunately, because we're doing terribly, and it is what it is. But, I mean, we've had close matches in every one of ours, so, you know, we just haven't had the bounces go our way. Yeah, Legion's team was quite strong. I think they dropped the first one to Pay to Lose when they played them, and I can't believe that with the way that Beta, Fallacy, and Legions are all playing. But, I mean, I think the biggest thing is Beta kind of sits down and Beta sits back and sometimes puts his team into bad situations. But that's, you know, being young and a little bit less experienced. He doesn't know how to toe the line quite yet between aggression and passive play. So, you know, that's kind of where it is right now. But anyways, I'm going to end the VOD here in a second. just to preserve the VOD for recording integrity. Once again, this has been a stream of UT4 Fall Elim League hosted by UTPugs. I'll see you all next time. Have a good one.